My name's Chris Page. I'm the Postgraduate and Digital Learning Lead here at dBs Institute. So before dBs, I was working full-time in music as the artist DC Breaks, which is best known as a drum and bass outfit, myself and my partner in crime, Dan Havers, and we produced drum and bass for lots of different labels, most famously Ram Records, Viper, also Virgin, and a bunch of other labels as well. We played some pretty awesome gigs. We supported Andy C at Alexandra Palace. We headlined the Arcady stage at Glastonbury one year, which was awesome. Played some amazing festivals in America to thousands of people. But I think some of the things I'm most proud of is our album projects that we did, and also some of the work that we did making music for computer games as well. Over the course of our careers, we decided that we need to develop different revenue streams apart from just gigging and releasing records. So we developed dcbreaks.com as a way to sell digital products, essentially. So sample packs, synth preset packs, things like that. We then branched out into merchandise, and then during the pandemic, had a go at also developing our own software as well, which was a plugin called Halo, which was a synth sampler rompler product as well. And then over the last few years, Dan's gone on to more focus on just that through a separate company called DH Plugins, and I've kind of taken over running DC Breaks solo. So initially I kind of got into making music when I was at school, so kind of 16. I didn't really have any gear, but my friends had decks and I kind of learnt to DJ initially. Then kind of got interested in electronic music production through that as well, just kind of messing around with sort of samplers and things like that. We used to sample old records and chop those up and just sequence them on basic sequencing software back there. This is going back to the mid-90s. And then really things took off when I got to university because I got a student loan and I went out, spent it all on my own decks, started buying records, bought a rubbish PC, but basically just taught myself how to make music. I was doing a history degree, so nothing related to music, but just taught myself music production by trying to basically copy the artists that I liked at the time, which were people like Dillinger and Pendulum and people like that as well. So my creative approach really is focused mainly around sound design. So I love designing weird bass sounds, and kind of I use that to then get an idea for a groove really. So I'll kind of like build the bass sounds, then I'll structure that with a beat. And once I've got that in place, like really tight kind of 16 bars, I'll then start adding musical elements and build the track backwards from that main section. Yeah, so I have two roles really at dBs. One is the postgraduate lead and the other is the head of digital learning. And so within my postgraduate lead, my focus is to deliver the best postgraduate experience I can for all of our master's students across our two master's pathways. And that involves a lot of attention on curriculum design, applying pedagogical best practice to make sure that all the course materials line up and the assessments are aligned with the learning outcomes so that ultimately the students come away with a great learning experience. And my other role is the head of digital learning, and really that's, I guess, about several different things. Some of it's student-facing, so looking at how we can leverage digital technology to enhance that learning experience. At dBs, we're really proactively looking at AI as a valuable learning tool, but also carefully how we manage that as well. But also it's an internal role as well, so looking at how I can help my colleagues also improve how they do their jobs by providing learning materials for them as well. One of the things I'm most excited about at the moment is planning our brand new music production masters that are launching in September, and having that opportunity to plan an entire master's course from start to finish has been a really interesting experience, making sure that all the topics are interesting, that the curriculum is right on the cutting edge of music production, and ultimately that our students have a great learning experience. For me, higher education has a massive part to play in the industry. For me, I did a master's degree in history, but if I'd had the opportunity to take a course like we have on offer here at dBs, then I think my career would have been elevated to a much higher level. What I see students being able to do on the masters is take that time to really build their portfolios and take a step back and have that time and space to take their skills to the next level. So what we're seeing is students who come onto the course perhaps with a strong technical ability, but then they just need that extra bit of confidence and that professionalism focus to be able to take those skills and monetize them and then make progress in the industry. And I think without that, often people go through their careers kind of bumbling along, finding their way along, which is fine, you can learn through experience, but having it solidified and formalized really gives you that strong framework to continually improve and have a successful career. I find working at dBs in this community of students incredibly inspiring. I'm trying to inspire students myself, but so often they end up inspiring me. So recently I've seen students creating synths that they control with lasers and using that to then shape an immersive audio-visual live performance. And I've seen students embracing coding and learning how to use AI to code different software devices. And there's just so many things, and students at master's level are kind of looking at this from all sorts of different angles that it's just mind-blowing some of the things that our students end up doing. I think one of the best things about the Masters is its flexibility. So we have students coming from all kinds of different backgrounds, and they all want to explore different areas and different specialisms. So quite often, for example, they might want to look at mixing and mastering to a professional level, or they might then even take that further and look at mixing and mastering for spatial audio, for example. But the power of it is that we also have a focus on professional development. So if students want to focus on those specific skills, they then learn how to go about developing those skills to take them into industry. And it could be mixing and mastering, but equally it could be developing software for music production. It could be developing a live performance as an artist, or creating a kind of interactive audio-visual element. So it's really broad and really flexible, but then geared towards turning that into professional development and a career.